I'm delighted to announce that Dogpatch, our regional partners at Ignite, have been selected to run NDRC, Ireland's national accelerator program. It's the first time that a national network of innovation hubs will collaborate to deliver supports to entrepreneurs in every county in Ireland. I'm so excited to work with the venture capital community, the corporate community, our international partners and governments at such an important time for this country. There's been so much meaningful progress in our startup ecosystem over the last 10 years, and as we start a new decade, we're focused on where we can be by 2030. We think we can be globally great at entrepreneurship in this country in the same way that we are with FDI. To achieve this, we'll support globally ambitious entrepreneurs through every step of their journey through investment, coaching, mentorship, and a founder-first approach delivered by real entrepreneurs and international experts. The new NDRC programs kick off in Q1 of next year. We're so excited for what's to come.
Welcome all to this, our first ever NDRC Pre-Accelerator Showcase, during which you will hear from 20 early stage pre-seed tech startups from across Ireland. We've been overwhelmed by the level of interest with over 400 registrations for today's event. Just as a reminder, the Pre-Accelerator is not a prerequisite for the Accelerator, but it does offer some extra support in becoming Accelerator ready. This is the first of several pre-accelerators that will run throughout the year as part of our always-on, founder-first and entrepreneur-led programming. My name is Suzanne Mills and I am the Pre-Accelerator Director at Dogpatch Labs. And we, together with our regional partners Portershed, Republic of Work and RDI Hub, deliver a portfolio of NDRC programs designed to support founders at every stage of their journey from idea to scale. Our early stage supports are aimed at giving founders access to a network of entrepreneurs, investors and mentors. During our 6-week pre-accelerator program, our startups heard directly from entrepreneurs who have raised, scaled and exited companies and were mentored by both investors and entrepreneurs. The pre-accelerator helps founders to deepen their customer understanding, find their first customers and to become pitch ready for revenue, accelerators and investment. Over the course of 6 sessions across 6 weeks, the 20 startups were supported by so many people from across the ecosystem. There is literally too many to mention, but they include Jules Coleman, Mark McCabe, Alison Koff, Brian Caulfield, Eamon Carey, Pat Phelan and Nicola McClafferty. I'd also like to acknowledge the close working relationship we have with the venture capital community and thank Atlantic Bridge, Frontline Ventures, ACT and Delta Partners for participating in the programme. I'd like to give a special thanks to John Bradford, who previously set up Techstars Europe and has brought his global expertise to shaping this pre-accelerator. We've received tremendous feedback from the startups on this approach, so thank you to all the entrepreneurs and VCs from our community that got involved. Our early stage supports are for everyone, everywhere across Ireland and are delivered in partnership with the regional hubs. At this point, I would like to warmly welcome our partners who co-delivered this first of its kind national pre-accelerator, Portershed CEO Mary Rogers and Programme Manager Rosemary Gallagher, RDI Hub CEO Liam Cronin and Programme Manager Niall Larkin, Republic of Work CEO Frank Brennan and Programme Manager Rick Nazar. It takes a village, or in NDRC's case, many villages spread across many regions. This regional partnership is a cornerstone of NDRC's strategy to support all founders everywhere. Our 20 startups were selected from 144 applicants. 45% of the cohort hail from across the regions and 45% are female-led or co-founded. These startups are tackling a diverse set of challenges, from biofuel supply chain traceability to immersive shopping to elderly frailty. These founders are using new technologies to build globally focused, scalable startups spanning 14 sectors. The important thing to remember here is that it was just 6 weeks, and in that time, the cohort has made tremendous progress with a continuous focus on customer development throughout the programme, as well as weekly themes on product, metrics that matter, paths to funding and pitching. Innovation is vital to our nation's future economic growth and regional development. It is with great optimism, for the future that I introduce our first 10 startups.
Hi, my name is Paul Finley. We are Hiiker and we help people explore the world's best hiking trails. This is one of the places where it all started off really. I was at a friend's wedding in Italy and I decided to head off on a hike around the area. So I downloaded one of the popular outdoor apps and set off on my hike down, quintessential back Italian streets. But it quickly turned into a bit of a disaster when I realised the information that I was presented with was completely incorrect. I didn't realise it fully at the time, but I'd stumbled across a big problem, and it was that of uncontrolled user-generated content. At best, it can be maybe a little bit inconvenient as it was for me, but at worst it can be dangerous. Hiiker is focused on verified information from trusted sources, so you can trust the information that you find on the Hiiker app, and it works brilliantly online and offline. We also offer beautiful print maps as well that keep you safe regardless of what happens to your phone. One of the things that excites me is just the sheer number of hikers out there. 161 million hikers in Europe and the USA. And when you break that down a bit further, there's 56 million people that hike once per month. There's 32 million people that hike several times per month. And there's 5 million people that hike several times per week. And we know that that last cohort in particular are likely to have subscriptions to several outdoor applications. Another thing that excites me is just the reaction we've received from the community. We've done more than 65,000 downloads to date. We're getting about 10,000 new users every month now, and we've got about 33,000 monthly active users on the platform. And we've done about €69,000 in revenue to date, so it's really been exciting to see the reaction we've received from the community. Our business model is very simple. It's a €30 annual subscription. That gives you access to Hiiker Pro, which is access to all of the trails and features on Hiiker. We take a very different route to market than you might see with most outdoor applications. We're really focused on partnerships with trail organizations for not only access to that brilliant verified information that we need, but also in some cases access to users as well. In particular, I'll call out the Southwest Coast Path, which is an agreement we only signed in the last couple of weeks. And we really see that as a template to replicate with the thousands of trail organizations around the world. One of the things that really keeps me energized is the team. My brother Mark Finley as our back-end engineer, Malika Verde as our trail production lead, Owen Hamilton as our community and relationship guru, and Pete Britton as the lead designer, who not only designed this slide deck, but creates this beautiful consistency across the Hiiker platform that helps people feel at home at Hiiker. So I want to thank you very much for your time, and please download the Hiiker app.
There's an old adage that says your health is your wealth. We each understand that personally now more than ever. Poor indoor air quality can lead to cognitive decline, chronic respiratory disease, and increased virus transmission rates. I'm Dr. Diane Tangney, and our company AtmosQ is a patented WellTech solution for indoor air quality monitoring. Poor indoor air quality is a worsening issue, not just because polluted air is coming into our buildings, but because polluted air cannot sufficiently get out of our modern airtight buildings. The economics of good indoor air stack up. Harvard studies show that if you spend just $40 on indoor air quality per person per year, it yields $6,500 in productivity per person per year. The problem with current monitoring solutions is that they don't give a full or reliable picture of the air. That's a technical issue. Current solutions are designed to optimize building performance, not human health. That's a design issue. AtmosQ solves both of these problems. To solve the technical issue, we use a single sensor bank to test the air in 10 zones, giving us 10 times the reach of our closest IoT competitors. This means we can use better sensors, add more sensors modularly, and test outdoor air as one of our zones, meaning smarter analytics for safer indoor air. By design, AtmosQ puts human health at the heart of our solution. Our customers are facilities and operations managers who need action insights to optimize healthy air conditions. The indoor air quality monitoring market is worth $10 billion. Our initial focus is on the commercial sector, valued at $3.7 billion. A COVID tailwind is accelerating growth in this exciting space. To bring our hardware-enabled SaaS MVP to market, we have 4 paid pilots lined up for co-working spaces and 3 beta customers to install in 8 childcare locations. We see these as low requirement environments from where we will build out our enterprise solution within a year. To bring our enterprise solution to market, we have 1 paid trial lined up in a global PLC in 12 to 18 months' time, and 2 strategic partnerships, one in the new build space and one in the retrofit utility as a service space. I have to mention our hard-fought tech milestones, independent proof of concept after a year of lab trials in UCC, and our patent. My background is in strategic branding and innovation. My co-founder and father, Jim, has designed, patented and brought to market airflow solutions for over 30 years. Together we have built an ecosystem of technical advisors and partners to bring this to market and help realise our vision to keep people well inside. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jeff and I'm here to tell you about Zoidii. Zoidii is maintenance software used to plan, track and optimize maintenance on building, equipment and vehicles. I have been living and breathing maintenance for the last 20 years. I've written over 150 maintenance software related articles, participated in numerous podcasts and presentations, and project managed over 600 maintenance software implementations. More importantly, this is the second maintenance software startup I've been involved with. Previously, I was part of the founding team at Fix that helped grow the company from 0 to 200 employees and raise almost 60 million in funding. Fix was just acquired by Rockwell Automation in December 2020. Maintenance software is proven to help increase productivity, reduce total cost of ownership, and reduce spare parts usage. However, 61% of maintenance managers don't use maintenance software, largely because maintenance professionals are not that tech savvy. Traditional systems are cumbersome and difficult to use, and implementation costs are prohibitively expensive. Zoidii is different. It's the maintenance software solution that an 8-year-old could use. I have designed Zoidii to have just what is needed, a simplified feature set for the maintenance use case. Common maintenance software features have been completely rethought, redesigned, and engineered to be intuitive and easy to use. Initial data shows that implementation time is reduced by about 70%, and time to value has been reduced from 90 to 14 days. Zoidii utilizes the typical cloud-based SaaS model. The customer is charged by the seat, which includes the application, tech support, upgrades, and fixes. The maintenance software market is worth about $5 billion today, and it's growing at 9.8% annually and expected to hit $8.2 billion by the end of 2025. Of the 2 maintenance software types, Zoidii fits into the CMMS category and is built specifically for the manufacturing vertical. Within manufacturing, our target market verticals are retail consumer packaged goods, food and beverage, raw materials, and oil and gas. The key competitors are legacy applications built on outdated technologies. eMaint, for example, is built in FoxPro, which is end of life in 2007. My old company Fix has spent the last 4 years trying to modernize the product without anything to show for it. The competition are feature heavy, slow to implement, difficult to use, and rarely achieve the desired results. Zoidii is gaining momentum. Since I launched Zoidii in February 2021, I've onboarded 8 organizations that are currently piloting the software, and I've closed 1 enterprise deal, an oil field solutions provider from Texas. Right now, I'm working full-time on Zoidii, supported by 6 advisors, but I plan on bringing on more team members after we get our first paying customers. And that's it. Please reach out if you'd like to know more. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Alan Wickstead and I'm the CEO of Plop. Plop automatically creates AOR experiences from product photos. I'd like you to meet Jeff. Jeff is the CMO of an e-commerce brand and he sells furniture online. He's losing customers every day when people leave items in their carts. Shoppers need a way to make confident buying decisions online, and Jeff would love if they could, because it would mean reduced returns and it's a massive impact to his margins. It's a $60 billion global issue. His competition have augmented reality, but he doesn't have the staff to do this in-house. And 60% of shoppers want to buy furniture using AOR. so Jeff needs to act fast, and that's where Plop come in. With a single line of code, Plop converts all of Jeff's product images into AR experiences using machine learning and publishes them to his website. The result is that customers targeted by Plop are twice as likely to buy from Jeff. But we didn't just stop there. We also publish augmented reality experiences to Jeff's Instagram and Facebook ads. With our Facebook and Instagram AR experiences, Jeff improves his retargeting ads and wins over customers who otherwise wouldn't have bought from him. Most of our customers pay us either $600 or $1,550 per month, and many upgrade to our $1,550 plan within their first year. There's 2,500 plus targeted accounts in our beachhead market of furniture, but as we add verticals over time, like clothing, shoes, bags, etc., we're going to be exposed to millions of online retailers. It's a €13.8 billion market by 2026, comprised of immersive content and software in retail. By combining automatic content creation with the ability to launch AR on multiple platforms, we aim to stand out from the others in our field here. This will provide a multi-platform, automated AR deployment solution for retail brands who want to stand out online and on the newsfeed, something our customers see as a real value add and differentiator. We've 8 customers to date, with some of Ireland's biggest retailers on board, with over 10k of monthly recurring revenue. And coming soon, we'll be closing more deals in the US and deals with other retailers like Brown Thomas, Arnott and more. We've a deal expected to close this month for 30k of prepaid revenue and enough in our pipeline to double our MRR by the end of the year. Patrick and I handle the sales. Shravan's got 5 years of experience building machine learning apps and is great at it. And Elizabeth and Niamh make our platform look great and run smoothly. We're on a mission to become the place for retailers to get their AR content and deploy it. With our strong pipeline and ability to grow quickly, we're well on track to double our revenues this year. If you have any contacts in the online retail space, we'd love to hear about them, and please reach out by email or phone at any time. Thanks for listening.
There are 1.5 billion people around the world learning English. The majority of them are in school or at work. But the world's best language learners are children under 6 years old, who are at their strongest neurological age to learn a language. As a child goes beyond 6, their ability to learn a language rapidly decreases. 3 to 6-year-olds are not getting enough exposure to native English speakers, so they're not reaching their full potential. And private tutoring is costly, with parents spending up to $60 on private lessons on top of school fees. In private schools, teachers struggle to accurately track individual student progress when it comes to pronunciation. Current language apps rely heavily on word association from a native language to a new one, and reading and writing, things that 3 to 6-year-olds haven't grasped yet. There are 46 million preschoolers across 255,000 kindergartens in China alone, with no product on the market that focuses on teaching children English the way that we all learned English from 3 to 6, with pronunciation corrected on the go by parents and teachers. We're Little Red Edu, the world's first language app designed specifically for children from 3 to 6 years old to learn English through augmented reality and speech recognition. With a focus on pronunciation, Listen and Speak with Little Red guides a child from their first English word to their first English sentence, and most importantly, through play. With Little Red, children learn in context to the world around them. Using augmented reality, a child says horse, and a horse appears on screen. A child says jump, and the horse jumps. Little Red presents a child's progress through accurate real-time data using top-class speech recognition software. School teachers and parents can use this data to help them understand where the child needs to improve. The early years language market is worth 180 million, with Asia representing 54% of the global EdTech language market. Our first target market is private preschool chains in Asia. We offer school-wide subscriptions, while schools also offer a subscription option to parents for their child to use at home. And we're in the process of signing a commercial agreement with our first customer to launch a beta trial in their Beijing school this September. If this trial is successful, we have access to over 20,000 of their students. I'm Anna Carmody. I'm the founder and CEO of Little Red Edu. With a bachelor's degree in product design, I've successfully brought 2 augmented reality educational products to market. Areshi, a Trinity scholar with Masters in English Language Teaching. As product owner, she designs the curriculum with her 10 years of experience in teaching English. Basel, our lead developer, graduated from the Kingston University with a master's distinction in games development. Together, we are helping the future generation reach their full potential through play. Thank you.
A recent study by Intuit projects that by 2030, 80% of the global workforce will be freelancers. And last year, the number of freelancers worldwide surpassed 1 billion. Now, for the businesses hiring freelancers, it's really attractive because they save on all those fixed costs of internal staff. But I know from my experience in the music industry that working with freelancers can be hard. Creative companies have to constantly find that balance between producing quality content and staying within budget. So what's the solution? You could use one of those freelance platforms you've heard of. That's fine if you have 1 or 2 projects a year, or if you want to make a cute video for your daughter's birthday. But if you're a multi-million-dollar enterprise in the creative industries that lives and dies by the quality of your content, are you really going to use these guys? So what then? Hire in-house like the old days? No. Creative businesses recruit their own freelance staff, and they're just missing one important piece of the puzzle. That's where Trigr comes in. Trigr supplies a simple infrastructure for businesses to work with their freelance staff, keeping them on track and on budget. The platform enables businesses to assign and pay their freelancers and track and control their freelance budgets. The UK music industry is our beachhead market. Freelancers are the backbone of this industry, making up 55% of the total workforce. The UK music industry was worth 5.8 billion in 2019, and the global music industry is worth over $21 billion today. We secured a feasibility study grant, and last year our platform was trialed by international record label Cobalt, who work with top-tier music artists including Paul McCartney. Hey Paul. We've now launched a B2B SaaS solution with a subscription-based model. We have the team with the technical, domain, and business expertise to win in this market. My name is Gavin Duffy, and my background is in music PR. And here are just some of the companies that myself and my partner Niall have worked with previously. At Trigr, we're looking to the future, and the future of work is freelance. We hope you'll join us on this journey. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Connell from Sync. How many times have you seen these words net zero in recent months? Over 1/5 of the world's largest companies now have net zero commitments, and this movement is a global shift which will define the years to 2050 and beyond. Experts such as Bill Gates strongly support voluntary carbon offsetting, while progressive companies like Barclays, Marks & Spencer, and Stripe are large-scale offsetters. However, there is a problem. Many companies don't understand offsets or avoid the area because of high-profile scandals where offsets are rightly or wrongly labelled as bogus. Today we are introducing Sync. We have secured supply agreements with some of the world's most impactful decarbonisation projects. We then use external verification and monitoring to ensure that projects perform as intended. We then create software solutions, such as apps and widgets, to connect to companies and products which are seeking to go net zero and take action on the climate emergency already today. We already have several very interesting projects in our pipeline, with particular traction in the business travel industry, where reduction and offsetting will be demanded post-COVID. Our first product is connecting certified and monitored forestry to companies which are seeking to offset their residual business travel. This is achieved via an app which is integrated with HR and expenses systems. A second project in the business travel space is integrating the gold standard Kenya biogas program to hotels' bookings platforms. According to McKinsey, the carbon offset industry is set to grow more than 100x by 2050 and could be worth more than $50 billion already in 2030. Carbon offsetting is a rapidly expanding global business space. Check out Pacama, which recently raised money from Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, and Patch, which is backed by Andreessen Horowitz. We can work with these companies considering our international non-forestry expertise. Our team is me, who was part of the TouchTech startup which was acquired by Stripe. I'm working closely with Anatoly, an experienced British CFA and carbon markets professional, and also Gleb, a software engineer with experience at MasterCard in Dublin. Our ask today is, do you, your portfolio companies or partners want to discuss top quality offset solutions in order to demonstrate values alignment with governments and progressive customers? We would be delighted to discuss. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Stephen Griffiths and I'm the CEO of Zhrum.com. To begin, I want to introduce you to one of our typical customers, Sue. Sue is a millennial. She has a real passion for life, but she struggles with some common questions such as, how do I take control of my future? How do I find time for my own personal development and growth? And ultimately, how do I show the world what it is that I'm truly capable of achieving? She really values tools that help to improve her life, such as her Fitbit and her meditation app, but Sue was unable to find a service that offered the same simplicity and convenience to help her develop her personal potential. This, however, is why Sue loves Zhrum. Zhrum is the self-development platform that is designed to integrate with her busy schedule in order to create her own personal awareness of her capabilities and present her with moments of real impact and real change. With a simple onboarding assessment, she can explore a range of professional, personal, and wellness-related topics in order to help her identify the best place to begin her Zhrum journey. With the option to try before you buy and a choice of affordable payment options, people just like Sue or the organizations they work in can gain access to the benefits of a personalized coaching experience. With the personal development market estimated to be worth 45 billion globally, we focus on one of the fastest growing sectors, which is e-platforms, and in particular, skills enhancement, which is estimated to be worth in excess of 5 billion, and of which professional millennials are one of the biggest consumers and represent our immediate focus. It is the combination of our affordability as well as our convenience, coupled with both the personalization and impact experience that Zhrum offers, that really sets us apart from other competitors in the e-platform space, and which we believe presents an opportunity for us to create a completely new sector all of our own. Since our launch, we've achieved 3 key phases. We've released our MVP and currently have over 640 active users on the platform. We've also launched our enterprise solution, securing revenue and building a pipeline worth nearly €500,000. And we've launched our C2B proposition, securing key partnerships as well as growing interest for further collaboration opportunities. Our team is by far our greatest strength. We consist of 3 founders who are seasoned edtech entrepreneurs, as well as bringing deep sector knowledge and existing client relationships. Our wider team of advisors bring years of experience in both marketing and branding knowledge, as well as experience in developing US marketplace presence. If you have an interest in learning more about Zhrum, whether that's as an investor or perhaps as an enterprise who believes they might be able to utilize Zhrum for their own employees, we'd be delighted to hear from you. Thank you for your time today.
I'm Niall, CEO of Prime for Life. 3 years ago, I was driving my mum and she had a stroke in the car. Imagine how scary that is. I got her to hospital and she got life-saving treatment, but it started a decline in her health. She was becoming frail. Not only does frailty affect a person's quality of life, but it costs families, health systems and insurance companies €1 trillion per year. It's the cost that we all pay for things like surgery and hospital treatment for falls, nursing homes, medication, home adaptations, the list goes on. But there's good news. Research led by one of our co-founders is clear that frailty is preventable and reversible with a combination of muscle strengthening exercises, diet and social interaction. This is my mum, my daughter and me working out. Her strength and health has been steadily improving. Exercise as a treatment for frailty works. At Prime for Life, we're on a mission to make it easy for our older loved ones to live healthier, more independent lives. We've developed a personalized exercise program for older people that uses a range of motivational tools to get people working out the 3 to 4 times a week they need. We deliver it via a simple, well-designed app or through familiar WhatsApp or Messenger chats. High impact doesn't have to be high tech. Our business model is simple, a 2-week free trial followed by a €10 per month subscription. Our customers love Prime for Life and we've proven a lot with our MVP. Willingness to pay, over 75% conversion from trial to paying client, practically no churn 6 months on. We even get thank you cards in the post. Home exercise for older adults is an untapped market with 300 million in revenues quickly accessible. Competition in this market is fragmented and exists in the form of offline and online group classes, general exercise apps and YouTube videos. Our first priority channel is GPs. Non-frail patients visit GPs 4 times less per year, which is a pure time and cost saving for the GP. Our co-founder is a GP and researcher giving credibility in the space. And we also have a winnable acquisition budget for GPs as they can refer multiple clients per week. We have the right team to make Prime for Life a success. John, our Chief Medical Officer, is a leading researcher in frailty and was a 3-time startup CEO with successful exits. Kira, our head of product, raised 6 figures to get technology into nursing homes during COVID. Morris, our head of sales, has extensive sales experience from HubSpot and PwC. Sasha, our head of product operations, keeps our clients exercising and motivated. As CEO, I have over a decade of experience in health reform and have designed and built technology before. A pre-seed funding round will give us the runway to have a full-time team, focus on aggressively growing our customer base in the UK and Ireland, and develop our product. Building an ambitious company is a lot like building strength. It requires motivation, planning, and execution. We have the motivation, we have the plan, and with this funding round, we'll be able to execute.
Hi, I'm Lauren Duggan, 1/3 of Team Riley, alongside Fiona Parfrey and Anya Kilkenny. We're building a global female tech platform to cater for women's needs at every stage of their life cycle. Since launching 2 weeks ago, we've already helped over 100 women. The problem these women have is threefold. 11,000 is the number of non-recyclable tampons a woman uses in her lifetime, which equals to 5,500 plastic bags. 90% of women have run out of period products when they need them, and 6 out of 10 women reported feeling shame and embarrassment talking about their periods. Introducing Riley. Plastic period products take over 500 years to break down, or 100% certified organic products are compostable and only take 1 year to break down. We are an automatically recurring subscription service, delivering your eco products straight through your letterbox. Plus, we're opening up the conversation by educating women on female health and contributing €1 per box towards fighting period poverty. And we're only getting started. Our mission is to build a digital female health platform that acts as an all-in-one solution from first period to last hot flush. Our platform will track users' menstrual cycles, hormone levels, reproductive goals, and nutrition. And in return, will suggest products to support their health goals. Using our current fulfillment capabilities, chosen products will be delivered straight to their door via their existing subscription. This is a huge market. Today, there are 2 billion menstruating females worldwide. We're focusing on the 40 million women with middle to high income, aged 25 to 44 that are eco-aware. This represents a €3.4 billion opportunity globally. To achieve €200 million in annual recurring revenue, we will have a 6% market share by 2025. We're making money in 2 ways. A direct-to-consumer subscription model. This is a sticky product with low churn. We are also supplying corporates, creating a subsequent revenue stream. Fortune 500 companies are already reaching out to us to be their supplier. Our competitors include traditional brands like Tampax and Always, but we differentiate ourselves via our subscription service and eco-friendly products. There's also period product services such as Own, Day and Dane coming from the UK, but we're after a more mature audience. This is not a winner-takes-all market. With such vast opportunity, there is room for additional players. We've brought Riley to life in 4 months, from ideation through to over 100 paying subscribers. We exceeded our monthly revenue target in the first 4 days of trading, and despite being only 2 weeks old, we have been featured in some of Ireland's largest publications. Together, the Riley team has vast e-commerce, sales and startup experience. Between us, we've managed global sales teams, been involved in Series A fundraising and started an e-commerce business. Join us on our mission to disrupt the femtech market. Thank you.
Congratulations to our first 10 startups who are building early customer traction across exciting sectors. We're taking a short interval to allow you to meet the founders. Please make your way to the expo booths where our founders are ready to answer any of your questions. We'll be back in 10 minutes for a stellar second half. Hear from the Stripe engineer who quit his job and is applying his machine learning expertise to his passion for brewing. Also, the group of architects who are trialling their modelling software with Foster and Partners, who built the new Apple Park, and many more, including the dentists who have built smart sensors for people who grind their teeth.
Hi, I'm unemployable. My name is Cassie Delaney and I've spent 12 years working in the media. I'm an award-winning content creator, a journalist, an editor and a podcast producer, and my work has been consumed by millions of people. But right now I'd struggle to find employment because in the years between 2008 and 2019, employment in newsrooms has fallen by 51%. Media companies are failing and jobs are being lost for one consistent reason. Media companies are too reliant on advertising as their primary source of revenue, and it just doesn't work. That's why I have built Outcaster. Outcaster is a white labeling product that enables media companies and creators to transition into subscription model businesses. With our tech, creators can generate revenue by selling content directly to the people who enjoy it most. The listeners, the viewers, the readers, the fans. It's incredibly simple. We have combined a content-rich media player with a payment processor, which means our customers can upload videos, blogs, and podcasts, set a price, and allow viewers to watch and pay for content in one fully customized space. Necessity is the mother of invention, and Outcaster is proof of that. In the last 6 months, I have implemented the Outcaster tech with my other company, Tall Tales Podcasts, and onboarded 3,000 paying customers. Now, month on month, our outgoings remain consistent, but our income increases as we acquire new subscribers. This success is why we are launching Outcaster to market with a focus on independent podcast and video creators. This customer segment has audiences exceeding 50 million in the UK and 350 million in the US. Research shows 65% of active audience members will pay for content, which makes the value of the total accessible market €38.4 billion annually. Within the next 5 years, we are aiming to access 5% of that market, processing €1.9 billion in payments, generating €200 million in revenue. Our USP is the combination of our paywall and customized streamer. Now, instead of monetizing content through something like Patreon or OnlyFans, our customers can build bespoke, own branded streamers and present something that looks far more professional to their audiences. We've had significant traction to date. In the UK, we've secured letters of intent from 6 future customers, and in the US, 4. We've agreed beta trials with 4 key customers, which will generate €240,000 for us in year 1. The team is brilliant. The dev team is Mosaic.ie, who've built products like Jobio, Splink, XYZ, and more. I am the CEO of Outcaster, my 3rd company. My other 2 companies, Rogue and Tall Tales Podcasts, are 2 industry-leading subscription-based media companies. I am in active talks with the CTO co-founder, and my board of advisors includes the NDRC, Noel Delaney, and Megan Cassidy. Thank you.
Hello, I'm John. I'm a former Stripe and Zalando engineer with a PhD in machine learning. I'm also an aspiring microbrewer. I'm here today to talk about GainGrain. It's a revolutionary new market intelligence tool for craft brands. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, recently launched Tequila, and he had everything you think needed for a successful product launch: the celebrity, the brand, the marketing team. But then he faced the key challenge. What are the best restaurants, cafes and nightclubs to sell his product? There are over 1 million of them in the US alone. So often high-value drinks are placed in the wrong low-spend locations. Even when in place, how is it performing? Did I run out of stock? Have I even sold one? These brands are overly reliant on a distributor. They pick the locations based on prior relationships and report back in 30-day cycles, if at all. Distributors are also incentivized differently, focusing on moving product fast, regardless of customer quality. All this results in poor inventory management and a huge missed revenue opportunity for brands like the Rocks Tequila. And more generally, it just means that great new craft products don't ever make it. As someone who's passionate about the success of new craft brands, I knew it was a matter of assembling the right data points in the right way. And so by applying my skills in engineering and machine learning, I've created GainGrain. GainGrain shifts the power dynamic back to product owners like The Rock. We show The Rock the best locations to sell his product and make sure that the shelf never runs dry. So how does it work? Dwayne's team logs into gaingrain.com. They enter desired location, demographic and price point. Our system compares, filters and matches the most relevant locations for his product. Now armed with the best locations, The Rock informs his distributor where to sell. Once placed, he'll receive updates on performance so he can make timely interventions. So what's happening in the background? We're harnessing a lot of data, temporal, behavioral and location-specific sentiment. You get back the right mix of quantitative locations for your brand. We're not changing customer behavior or creating new sales channels, and you're still using a distributor. We're empowering you to direct your distributor to where your product will sell. This is a massive value add in a capital-intensive and highly competitive marketplace. By the way, this is already live. In January I went full-time, and today I'm excited to share we've now completed 2 pilots with 15 users in Virginia. We've 1 paying customer. Our advisors are excited about GainGrain too. Why? Because they can clearly see the power that tech can have on their P&L, and knowing firsthand the pain points faced by suppliers, they see where this can go. There are a number of software companies that could potentially move into this space. VIP builds inventory manager software for distributors, and BottleCap are focused changing consumer behaviors and sales channels via e-commerce. But we are the first to focus on empowering brands themselves, people like The Rock and his product team, to sell better through existing channels. There are over 500,000 sales staff actively selling craft brands in or into the US. Our product sells at $150 per month per user. We think we can capture 15% of that marketplace of salespeople. That gives us a sum of $135 million a year. We're GainGrain, a revolutionary new market intelligence tool for craft brands.
Did you ever imagine making butter could be stressful? Kevin, the operations manager at Dairy Gold, is responsible for butter production. Any unplanned downtimes on his machine line could cause up to €30,000 per hour of loss to Dairy Gold. This is just one example in the multi-billion euro food production industry. €547 billion is lost every year globally due to unplanned downtimes like this. Wouldn't it be great if there is a way to predict machine failure days ahead so Kevin can schedule maintenance smartly to optimize valuable production hours? We are UtPatti. With our AI-based predictive analytics engine, we can predict machine failures days before they occur using existing data that is already coming out of sensors in machinery. Now, Kevin can receive alerts days before a machine breaks down, schedule maintenance to optimize valuable production hours and save tens of thousands of euros per hour to his company. We tested our model on simulation data from NASA, and we are 70% more accurate than existing models in predicting machine failures. And our models can be easily transferred to any smart factory. There are a number of existing solutions, including preventive and condition-based monitoring systems in the market. However, with UtPatti's AI engine, which is 70% more accurate in predicting machine failures, we can avoid unplanned downtimes and over-maintenance, a constant occurrence with current systems. Our subscription model is flexible for each company to apply our predictive maintenance solutions to their most valuable assets. We are first targeting the large-scale food processing plants in the EU. 10% of this segment alone is worth €600 million. In the last few weeks, we have gained momentum. We are on the verge of signing our first paid pilot with a large food processing firm in Ireland. We are also very excited to announce that we have got into Bosch Startup Harbor, an accelerator program specifically for industrial IoT solutions. I am Tejo. I have built smart wearables for manufacturing using computer vision and machine learning and just finished my PhD in deep learning. My co-founder Sahija is our in-house customer-centric design thinker. We are advised by Professor Alyosha Smolich, an SFI research professor and co-founder of Holograms, a startup in Dublin. We have the unique combination of business, product, and technical skills to bring UtPatti to market. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Adele and I'm the founder of Rag Revolution. We as humans have an innate desire to present the best possible version of ourselves. We typically do this in how we speak, communicate, and in how we dress. This drives us to extreme lengths to find the perfect clothing to match our personas. Rag Revolution came to fruition when a frustrated millennial was tired of buying into fast fashion, tired of spending hours online to find the perfect item to only then have to return it. That frustrated millennial was me. But this isn't just a millennial problem. This is an entire generational problem. The average online customer spends 13.5 days online trying to find the perfect outfit for a special occasion. Research before purchase has therefore become a massive pain in the customer discovery. Online returns is one of the fashion industry's most expensive and pollutant problems. 30% of items ordered are returned, costing the industry over $600 billion per year. Our solution was to build a Tinder of online fashion, a marketplace connecting customers with their ideal brands and items. We do this in 3 ways. We use AI and style gamification to learn customers' fashion likes and dislikes. This helps us create personalized style packs in seconds. We also connect sustainable and independent brands with their exact target customer. Lastly, we integrate AR and 3D body modeling to ensure perfect fits for our customer. This is a huge market. The global fashion market is worth over $750 billion in 2020. We're addressing fashion conscious and sustainably focused millennials and Gen Z. Our total addressable market is $1.1 billion. We believe we can capture 1.2% of that market to a value of $12 million. Listing products on our platform will be initially free. We will charge a 5% on each converted sales. If brands wish to use our AR feature, we will charge an initial setup fee and €1 per item uploaded therefore after. Internationally, there are 4 well-known direct competitors in fashion tech: Stitch Fit, Site, Wannabe, and InStyle. Rag Revolution is combining each element of competitors' business model to create a seamless brand and customer experience. To date, we have over 1,000 paying customers and over 11,000 followers on social media. Meet the team. I've worked second in command to the CEO of a global media organisation. I've also managed teams at Google. Nick has over 6 years' experience in leading IT companies and delivering IT projects. Ashley has worked for leading luxury fashion houses such as LVMH, Google Luxury and Puig. Vibin, our technical architect, has over 7 years' experience in designing front and back-end solutions. So come join the revolution. Save time and money while you shop online.
Hi, my name is Ollie Kerwin and today I'm excited to introduce you to HotFoot. HotFoot is the app that brings back the joy to running and cycling. First of all, I'd like to introduce you to Laura. Laura loves running and cycling. She uses all of the apps out there to track and measure her performance. But Laura has realised with all this performance data, she has lost touch what she really values the most when she's out for a run. Laura says when she's out for a run, I can't help always checking my heart rate and my pace on my watch, but often I get the best times when I can just get out there and relax. And at HotFoot, we call this the tyranny of data. And it's surprisingly a common experience. And we know this because we're Ireland's leading mass participation sports events company. We have access to 200,000 customers, just like Laura. And 81% of our customers told us they want to get back to the joy of running and cycling. The solution to this problem is HotFoot. So now with HotFoot, Laura can put on her runners, pop in her headphones and just go out there and go for a run. And she receives audio cues that guide her through new and exciting routes and exploring new areas. The routes are created by people like her, our engaged community. But Laura still uses the other tracking apps, but she says, I love the simplicity of HotFoot. It brings me back to the joy of running. So how many Lauras are there out there? There are 500 million runners and cyclists who spend €2 billion annually on tracking apps. Our go-to-market strategy is to leverage our existing 200,000 strong customer database. But the sports tracker market is growing at a rate of 25% per year. Strava are valued at over 1 billion. Map My Run sold for 475 million. And in just 6 years, Komoot have amassed 16 million users. There are two ways for us to make money from customers like Laura, and monthly paid subscribers and B2B commercial partners who use the capability of the app to engage their own audiences. But we understand that HotFoot is not going to replace the existing apps that our customers use. We're not Strava and we're not Map My Run. They belong to a category we call data-centric performance apps. And our customers have told us that they have an unmet need, which we at HotFoot are defining as a new category, which is experience-driven performance apps. There is a new category here that is 81% of the existing data-driven sports markets. So far, we've raised €150,000 on a crowdfunding campaign. We've built our MVP, and we're launching this summer with our pre-launch clients, including Volvo, Vodafone, and Fáilte Ireland. Our team is HotFoot's core strength. Miriam, Keane, Annette, and I really make the magic happen. But above all else, we get stuff done. And with a unique customer insight that has led us to discover this large, underserved new category. We're also supported by a strong group of mentors and advisors. Corporates and big brands love us and have been knocking down the door to support us on our journey. So I know some of you in the tech and investor community would rather be out there running and cycling right now than listening to me. What I want you to do is to join us on this journey in bringing back the joy to running and cycling. So hit me up on the details below, and I'd love to tell you more about HotFoot. Thank you very much.
I'm Patrick Lynch. On the 30th of April 2019, the Serious Fraud Office raided the offices of my then employer and several other oil majors across Europe. We had a major problem. A Dutch company had sold €300 million worth of counterfeit biofuel into our market. Oil companies are required by European law to blend 10% sustainable biofuel. Some biofuels are great for the environment, but others, like palm oil, can be devastatingly bad. The problem is that in a barrel, they all look the same. The certified delivery note handed to you by your supplier is the only sustainability assurance you have for your barrel. Those blue pieces of paper allowed oil companies to claim back €700 per tonne, or a total of €10 billion in subsidies last year. They are easy to forge and near impossible to track. I led a forensic investigation into how our systems had failed. Regulators agreed that we needed an independent database to track all biofuels. They wrote that into the law. I formed BioLedger. The Swiss government sponsored BioLedger to design, build, and test a blockchain database for biofuels traceability. Our mobile app allows waste collection drivers and farmers to quickly record rich sustainability evidence for each new consignment. These cryptographically protected packets of evidence are then passed along the supply chain through the BioLedger trading database. Because we designed it with them, BioLedger meets the exact specifications for regulators and industry. Our solution, or one exactly like it, is now required by law in 2021. Since launching in January, we've signed 3 annual contracts with new customers, including Europe's largest producer of waste-based biofuel. For every tonne that they trade through our apps, we charge first collectors £1 and traders 50p. The apps are designed to serve the 22 million tonnes of biofuels mandated under that European law. That mandate doubles the market by 2030 and doubles it again by 2050. Our apps can be adjusted for other certified sustainable markets, such as the US and Brazilian biofuels markets, carbon, coffee, or even fish, for example. The market regulators couldn't solve this problem quickly enough. Corporate supply chain platforms couldn't embed the fine detail required by the biofuels regulations. I was head of sustainability at Europe's largest waste-based biofuel producer for the last 10 years. I wrote the first sustainability standards for biofuels. I helped suppliers in over 100 countries become compliant and supply into Europe. To protect those same suppliers from criminals, the BioLedger team have brought cutting-edge IoT and blockchain technologies to the market. Our supporting coalition sees BioLedger as their response to sustainability fraud. In this problem, there is just too much to lose. We can't afford to fail. We hope to discuss how you can help BioLedger protect and scale sustainable supply chains. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Hiiker, I'm the founder at Graphite. I have been in the data analytics space for almost 20 years now. I bootstrapped 2 successful startups serving 10,000 clients in the past, and this is my 3rd startup. In the last couple of years, our customers have started telling us that they really need a product that helps them predict different metrics, and that there is no such solution in the market that is suited to the needs of the SMEs like them. Percy, CTO at the Spice Tailor, told me they just can't figure out their churn rates, customer retention, or how to predict their future product demand. So that gave us an idea. We solved that problem for Percy by giving him the power of predictive analytics with Graphite. Now he is uploading data into Graphite and running data predictions without writing a single line of code. It's saving them €5,000 every month on improved customer retention only. We are in the predictive analytics market, which is growing 30% every year. At first, we are targeting e-commerce and retail companies that are buying a product, not services. That leaves us with a $4 billion total addressable market. There are 5 key elements in our go-to-market strategy. Let me name just one. Big upsell opportunities from our existing network of 10,000 clients that need predictive analytics, just like the Spice Tailor. Our competitors are oriented either only on traditional analytics or only on predictive analytics features. Plus, they're talking mainly to big companies. Graphite is unique because we have created a bundle of solutions for SMEs, especially designed to meet the specific needs of this massively underserved market. The revenue model is simple. We are delivering software as a service, so we will have different plans for monthly subscriptions. The team holds 8 full-time paid employees, 1 PhD, 3 masters. The team has worked together for many years, developed several data analytics products already, with some amazing awards, 10,000 clients, and participated in many data science projects. Today, our MVP is finished. We are in the open beta version now, onboarding 10 customers. We are planning to go for a public launch in Q3 this year. We are raising €1 million to fund marketing, sales, and customer success talent to enable us to scale into the market demand for the next 18 months. As you can see, there is a big opportunity there, and the team is exceptionally well placed. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Shane Bissett and I grind my teeth at night. This is a worldwide problem affecting up to 40 million people alone in the United States. The problem with nighttime grinding is that it's difficult to understand because it happens unconsciously. The current prescribed treatment is a simple night guard, but because users cannot easily see the benefit, compliance of use is low and teeth continue to get worse. Night guards have been prescribed for over 100 years, but dental labs still have no way to quantify their effectiveness. Dentists have told us that they can't manage what they can't measure. There's been a lack of innovation in treatment methods because they're all working in the dark. There are physical effects such as chipped or broken teeth, but patients can also experience more severe conditions such as gum disease leading to heart attacks or strokes. It's an expensive condition. My sister has broken 3 molars which needed to be extracted and replaced, costing over €7,000. iBrux is a hardware-enabled software solution providing data insights to better protect your teeth. We've created a patent-pending sensor which attaches to your night guard. This measures the contractions in your masseter muscle and then sends the data back to your phone where it's analysed, providing you and your dentist an understanding of your condition. This allows the dentist and dental lab to create an enhanced night guard just for you. And because you can track your condition, you'll remember to wear your night guard at night. Dental labs love us. Our technology allows them to create an enhanced solution and upsell opportunity. Dentists love us because our insights help them provide better treatment and patient care. Patients love us because we're protecting their investment in their teeth. We know this because we've engagement letters from 2 of the biggest dental labs in the world, both of whom want to work with us to bring the solution to market. We make money in 2 ways. We sell the sensor to a dental lab, and we also charge an annual subscription for the data. We validated this through research, and 50% of teeth grinders are prepared to pay for this information. By 2027, the total addressable market for aligners and night guards will be almost $10 billion. We aim to digitize this. Initially, we'll focus on the 4 million people who purchase a custom night guard each year in the United States. This is a market size of $700 million. Teeth grinding is also an indicator for sleep wellness and stress, 2 sectors that have been growing rapidly in the digital health space. Our solution helps patients better understand their condition and seek treatment. Currently, there are limited solutions in the market. These are either expensive, intrusive, or ineffective. We have a strong team. I have launched and scaled a business to achieve sales of 500 million. Owen is a co-founder of Latch Medical, Frank is a practicing dentist, and John has worked with other wearable technologies. Help us give your dentist the data that they need to see in the dark to understand teeth grinding. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Paul Gilsonen and my company is Mosaveo. Our software helps large organizations to simplify their mobile billing management, saving them time and money. According to Gartner, 25% of all mobile bills are incorrect, and Mosaveo can prove that. I have managed some of the largest mobile estates in Ireland and the UK, and I know that managing telecom expenses can be a nightmare. In the past, we'd have spent between 5 and 6 working days just analysing 1,000 mobiles every month. With the Mosaveo software, I want financial controllers to be able to understand and review their mobile bills within minutes. We get the raw billing data from any mobile network in any country every single month. We input it directly into our software, and then initially we concentrate in 4 key areas: contract validation, optimization, identifying dormant numbers and accounts, and tender readiness for future RFPs. To date, for every 1,000 phones we've analysed, the Mosaveo software has already saved organisations over €42,000 per annum, as well as over 500 man-hours per year. We operate in a B2B SaaS model and we charge per mobile per month. Our initial target market is the top 50 companies in Ireland, as well as any other company in Ireland and the UK with over 300 mobiles in their estate. We will then move on to EMEA region and then on to the US in time. Our competitors include the mobile network operators themselves that offer their own existing online reporting systems which don't specifically highlight inefficiencies. We also have telephone expense management companies Tango and MDSL, and again, unlike Mosaveo, they don't analyse the mobile bills against contracts, and this is what really sets Mosaveo apart from the rest. Our customers love us and we have some fantastic relationships with them. We are using these relationships to build further contacts with their sister companies across EMEA currently. We've also just signed a deal with Arcfire, Ireland's only Apple authorised enterprise reseller, where we'll be using the Mosaveo software in conjunction with Truce and Jamf to offer device as a service within Ireland and the UK initially, and then moving on to Europe and on to the US in time with Arcfire's new owners Presidio. As for the team, we are industry veterans. I am 30 years in the mobile industry. I've already set up 4 successful businesses within Ireland and I've exited 2 to date. Chris Kennedy is the former co-founder and CTO of TrustDev, and Pauline Davies has over 10 years mobile management experience with corporate and government accounts. John O'Regan has over 30 years of mobile experience in senior management roles in telcos. Our customers love us, but we would like some more. If you are in a company today with over 300 mobiles, or if you can introduce us to a company of similar size, we would love to talk to you and show you how we can save 20% and make your mobile life much easier. Please talk to us today. Thank you so much.
Hi, my
my name is Michelle, co-founder of Fixie, and we make 3D printing accessible to all architects. For centuries, architects have been using physical models to develop their designs. In fact, 80% of them say it's an essential part of their design process. So when 3D printing came along, it seemed like the perfect digital upgrade. What would usually take hundreds of hours could now be done in less than a day. This was a game changer for architects. Faster iterations meant better designs, lower costs, and happy clients. The architect could export their 3D file direct to the Office 3D printer, and hey presto, just press print. Not so fast. Architectural 3D printing is difficult. It requires special skills to be able to convert the digital file into a 3D printable file. The alternative is to hire a specialist or to outsource to an external consultant, and both these can be costly and time-consuming. And so many architects moved away from the technology. Today, 90% of them are still using old-fashioned methods. For this reason, we created Fixie. Fixie makes 3D printing easy for architects all over the world. So how does it work? Mary is an architect. She's working on a residential building for her developer client. It's a fast-paced project, big risk, high value. She needs to communicate properly. Mary needs a model. She goes to Fixie for the first time. She uploads her 3D file. We then convert it for her, visualize it, and give her an instant quote. She can then choose from a list of online, local verified 3D print shops. We then deliver it directly to her office with plenty of time for a big meeting. We make the process 40 times faster and 30% cheaper. Mary's getting exactly what she envisioned within budget and ultimately a happy end client. An average model costs $1,700 and we take a cut of 40%. This is a huge market. The global architectural 3D printing market is valued at $3.5 billion. We are targeting architectural companies with 50 plus employees. This gives us a market value of $765 million. Our focus is currently on the European market, which is $114 million. We already run a successful online 3D printing company. We're working with 70 plus clients to develop our proposition. We're trialing it with 5 of the UK's top architects, including Norman Foster and Zaha Hadid. And we're currently doubling our team to keep up with demand. As a team, we really understand the problem. We all met together and grew our pharma company to a revenue of 3 million and 20 employees. And that's where we decided to create Fixie. Thank you. We are Fixie and we make 3D printing easy for all architects.
You came, you saw, and hopefully have been inspired. I know I have been over the last 6 weeks. It has been a privilege to witness the incredible progress that our 20 startups have made in such a short, intense sprint. In true always-on mode, let's hear from our regional partners about upcoming pre-accelerators.
Good afternoon from the Portershed in Galway. I'm Mary Rogers, the CEO of Galway City Innovation District.
And good afternoon from Killorgan, County Kerry, home to NDRC in Kerry, Limerick and Clare. RDI Hub runs early stage support programs offering mentorship, encouragement and signposting to globally ambitious founders. The NDRC Pre-Accelerator helps entrepreneurs validate their startup ideas with customers, structure their business plan to attract investment and prepare founders to have the strongest application possible for the National Accelerator. 2020 may have been a difficult year for startups regarding early stage funding and investment, but 2021 is already looking bright. I can't wait to see local entrepreneurs get off the ground through the fantastic NDRC Pre-Accelerator program. Our programs will ensure the best investors, advisors, researchers, and technologists are accessible to all our globally ambitious entrepreneurs. The RDI Hub in Killorgan, County Kerry is a public-private partnership between Fexco, Munster Technology University, Kerry County Council, and supported under Red Edu, administered by Enterprise Ireland. RDI Hub connects entrepreneurs and innovators to accelerate growth, provides space to incubate new products and services, curates programs and events that propel innovation, talent, and job creation. The RDI Hub offers startups, SMEs, and corporates a unique access point to investors, tech innovation, digital transformation, and R&D networks across Ireland and abroad.
After a very successful first cohort of the NDRC Pre-Accelerator, we are thrilled to be co-delivering the next session from the Portershed and RDI Hub in August 21. Portershed is the home to NDRC for the West and Northwest region, and we work with teams from Donegal, Sligo, Leitrim, Roscommon, Mayo, and of course Galway. The second NDRC Pre-Accelerator cohort will accept applications from our region, the South by Southwest, and beyond. The great thing for Irish startups is that you can apply throughout the year for participation in the Pre-Accelerator program from any regional hub, knowing you have the full strength of the network behind you every time. There is always an NDRC program running soon or near you or both. You'll participate in the same immersive program as our first cohort with access to world-class mentors, local heroes, experienced program managers, and support from communities who want you to start, scale, and succeed. So get in touch, book office hours through the NDRC website, or reach out to Liam, myself, or our program manager, Rosemary Gallagher and Niall Larkin. Contact details are in the chat. Together, we will level up the ecosystem. Come join us.
Thank you, Mary and Liam. I'm also really excited to share that applications closed for the accelerator on Sunday, and we received over 500 applications. It's an astonishing number considering the size of our ecosystem, and so many of them citing the fact that they wanted to be connected with our collective communities and our extraordinary mentor pool. Now it's time to meet our founders again. Please make your way to the expo booths, but before you go, on behalf of the NDRC team, our 20 startups and myself, a massive thank you for joining us today. Early stage startups need our collective support. Whether you're a potential customer, partner, future team member, or indeed investor, it is incredibly encouraging to see so many people from across the country tune in today. Thank you.